Welcome back to another edition of the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. Real dope episode here for you today. Got a special guest coming on. But before we get into it, just want to take a quick second, give a shout out to the We Don't Smoke the Same podcast. Ezone, XG, Ray, and Rock. You can check them out. They got a Patreon, $5 a month. Get you access to the secret menu. Ezone, you can check out at flavorsbyezone.com. XG marks the spot on all social media platforms. You can find Ray at Morning Shot Films, and then Rock Sampson's on Instagram if you're looking for any beats. But the special guest I'd like to introduce today is my man XG from We Don't Smoke the Same, Tinfoil Hat, and the George Perez stories. What up, X?
What's up, dog? How's it going? Glad to be on here. We've mentioned your podcast a couple of times on We Don't Smoke the Same. It's a little bit of a tongue twister, so I want to know what's the origins of that tongue twister. What's up? Are you a golfer? You obviously smoke. You listen to We Don't Smoke the Same, right?
Yeah, all day. I've been listening to you for, I started following you with Tinfoil, listening to Sam and shit. And then, I liked what you guys did. You kind of motivated, you and Ezone, to be perfectly honest with you, motivated me to do this, like get into the podcast thing. So the origin of the name, I wanted to involve weed. So you guys had the We Don't Smoke the Same kind of thing. So I was like, all right, I want to do something like with the weed based a little bit because I'm in upstate New York. It just became legal up here recreationally.
Nice.
So it's it's something that I can do locally around here. Got dispensaries popping up left and right. So I'm gonna eventually try to get some of them guys on as sponsors and stuff like that. But like you guys are just three dudes with Ray there and Rock when he pops in on the weekends, just hanging out, kicking it, smoking, talking shit, having a good time. So like me and my buddies, that's what we do anyway. So why not put it on recording? We got something to look back on in 10, 15 years old. Look how stupid we were, or whatever the case may be. Just something to have, something fun to do. So it was kind of like you guys sitting there kicking it was kind of my motivation to be like, all right, let's do this. So I had to involve the golf. So with golf, you're using a pitching wedge as one of the clubs, and obviously you're out there to pitch, putt, and then you're putting, and then we're smoking. I mean, we don't smoke like Ezone 10 to 15 joints a day out there.
No one smokes like Ezone, dude. No, I mean him and Be Real. They're like the gurus. It's a competition. It's not even a competition now. They won. Like no you doubt. Guys won, guys.
No doubt. It's crazy too, because like the fact that I got this thing paused. It's not recording.
All right.
Let's see this.
It said the recording has started.
Okay. It doesn't have the clock going on me up here for some reason.
Yeah, I have a clock over here. It's at 2:45, 2:47.
Okay. So we should be good. All right.
Perfect.
Just want to make sure. Yeah, man, when I see Ezone, he's hitting the dabs. He's got, the dude you guys had on today, man, that kind of touched home. I got to get that link I can't wait till the audio comes out. To get that to one of my buddies who's personally going through it with this old man right now. And I think something like that would really be beneficial with the whole RSO and shit like that, because that's something people up here don't even know about, dude. Like, I just heard about it through you guys. I didn't know about it until Ezone started.
I was mind blown today. I literally, I listen to podcasts because I like to learn shit and I like to be educated and stuff, at least I think. Yeah. And he came on and he was dropping facts, talking like a doctor. I kept calling him a doctor, even though he wasn't. I had to correct myself because he even doesn't want to be called a doctor. They're very like, he's like, this is just, he kept calling it God's work, which I do agree. Like, I don't know what it is. Wow. Like, miracles happen. Some people, like he says, it might be manifestation.
Yeah, it could be. All mental. You like to get into with Sam type shit. You get into the spiritual shit,
Yeah, but it was a great episode. Yeah, you should hit up. If anyone who listened to it was, we had a guy who he dedicates to. He has a charity or foundation for RSO, and it's for cancer patients. And I don't know if you guys know, it's a pretty pricey medicine at some point. And if you can't afford it, he gives it to you for free, basically. And it was cool. He came by, dropped off so much. I have some here. We gave away some away out. And it was dope. And I'm like I said, me and him, we both loved the last episode. So if you're a little bit into weed, I'd say go check it out. It's on any podcast app. You don't got to pay the $5, but we would appreciate it. And we do giveaways and stuff. So it's worth it at the end of the day.
The $5, and now what you guys are doing the $10 tier, that's a pretty dope.
Can I do an insider?
Go ahead.
All right. We haven't even dropped it. Ezone's not going to be mad at me because I highly doubt that he's going to go out of his way. And then don't let him say I said this, but as of next week, we're going to have a heady list, a heady tier. So we're going to be giving out a Matt Robinson piece.
Oh, shit.
For anybody who knows about glass, Matt Robinson is probably up there in the game. Headies are really expensive rig pieces that are like up to like 10 grand. Ezone's got one on the table for like about 10 grand. They're real stoner stuff. So, and I know not everyone can afford one, but it'd be dope to win one as a raffle. And we're doing it that to all the Patreon subscribers. So I'd say that's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's sick. And he's one of like the biggest glass makers out there, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's one of the best. So we wanted to start. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna call it Artist of the Month, and every month we're gonna have a glass floor that we're gonna buy. We're buying it. It's not like they're gifting it to us. We're just buying it wholesale, and we're gonna gift it back to the fucking fans, and that way they can participate and be part of the Heady community. It's hard to be part of the Heady community. I mean, to drop, even if you got the loot, to drop $1,000 or $1,500 on a piece is still. It's still a luxury, you know, even if you got the loot. Like, when I did it, the first time I did it, I only did it because I got it at a steal. Right. And I did it because I was like, I felt left out, you know? And now I'm like, I told Ethan, I was like, yo, we should start a little raffle where, you know, now you're part of the crew. You can, because people pull up, they have sessions. I don't know if you guys have them up there. Everyone shows up with their Heady and they pull them out and they'll show up their flavors. I got papaya, got this rosin, I got these fucking Skittles, and everyone just starts taking dabs, and the community is just so nice. If you pull up and like you don't have a rig, everyone's like, oh dude, you want to take a dab of this shit? Right. And it's just the community is like, I don't know, it's kind of nice to be part of it. So we're trying to make people.
I always hear you guys talking about those sessions. We don't really have nothing like that. Like there's like some kind of like pop-ups, like underground pop-ups and shit like that. But for the most part, there's nothing like that up here. And I think eventually it's going to start with the recreational being legalized now. I think it's going to start expanding into stuff like that, which I hope it does.
That'd be dope.
But so what got you into podcasting, man? I mean, I see you. How'd you meet up with Sam and George and Ezone and all the boys?
So I went to school for radio broadcasting, mostly because I wanted to be like Big Boy and fucking Ryan Seacrest and other Mexican fucking radio hosts. And that's what I want to do because, I mean, as a Mexican, you work with your dad, you know, cutting the lawn or handyman work. And there's always radio playing. And I always thought, I was like, man, like I get people got to work. But if I got to work, I kind of want to be the guy on that other side, you know, not working.
Right.
Talking on the radio. So that was always my goal as a little kid. And you go to school for radio broadcasting, and then you figure out. And then when I was in school for radio broadcasting, I got introduced to podcasting and Joe Rogan, basically.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, this is like podcasting. This is like radio, but way better. Like you can say what you want. There's no cuss words and there's no commercials.
Yep.
So I kept going to radio broadcasting, and I figured out it wasn't my thing. I didn't have citizenship at the time.
Yep.
So I needed a social, and they wouldn't hire me. So I was just an intern at this jazz station, and they wouldn't hire me because I didn't have a social. And I was at this thing where I'm like, I don't want to work for free no more. Fuck this bullshit. So I said, what's the next move? And I figured out you don't need a social to podcast. So I said, all right, I know how to work the audio now. I know what equipment we need. I know how to work a mic. So fuck it. What I did, I literally went on Joe Rogan's my favorite podcast. So I went down the list of guests he had, and I went down the list. And I figured out which comic lived in LA. And whoever lived in LA, I DM'd them personally and said, hey, I'm a kid that's going to school for radio broadcasting. I can't get hired because I don't have no citizenship at the moment. And I heard John Rogan's, and I'm a great fan of his. And I think your podcast was great. And I think you should have your own podcast. And I sent that to like 7 comics, dude.
Yeah.
George Perez hit me up. Obviously, the Mexican hit me up because in the message I said, we'll work for free. I only want a percentage.
Yeah.
So, of course, the Mexican's like, hell yeah, free work. Let's get them. So George hits me up, dog. He DMs me. He's like, what's up, dude? What'd you think about my podcast on Joe Rogan? And I was like, I think it was great. There isn't a Cholo podcast. This was like 6 years ago. I was like, there isn't a Cholo podcast. You can talk about prison shit. You were great on there. Like I said, I'll work for you. I'll work for free. I just need a percentage. And then we set this up, and then he invites me to his house this one day. He's like, come over. It's like 3 p.m. It's his day off from the strip club.
Yeah.
And I pull up, and I'm like G'd out. You know, I got my Timberlands. I washed the whip just in case.
New York
like I'm
style.
ready, dude. Yeah, and I pull up, and then George is like, what's up, dude? Like, starts asking me questions. What should we call the podcast? Should we go audio? Should we go video? How much am I looking to invest? Random questions. Halfway through those questions, we're smoking weed, and we're drinking a couple beers. At one point, he pulls out a sack. He racks up 2 lines of cocaine. He does a line. Then he looks at me and said, you want one? And I didn't feel pressured because I've already done it. I had been raving for a while. I partied before, you know, I'm Mexican. Like, I've seen coke. My uncles do coke.
Sure.
So I wasn't like scared of it, but in my head, I was like, at 3 p.m, like, you know, I had a beer in me. So I was like, I get it. So I ended up doing this line, right? Fuck it. And then we come on to keep partying for the night. We ended up going to the strip club. I was like, this is what's up. This who I'm on a podcast with. This is it.
Yep.
We do that. I sober up. I drive home, and fast forward to like 3 years later, George told me that if I wouldn't have done that line, there wouldn't have been no George Perez stories.
No shit.
He's test number 1. He said he didn't want me to judge him. He's like, sometimes I do coke at 3 a.m, dude. 3 p.m, 2 p.m. I didn't want no one to judge me. I didn't want my producer to judge me. So if you wouldn't have done it, there wouldn't have been no George Perez stories. So it's funny how like something like that.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, coke had to be part of that moment in my life to be where I'm at, which is hilarious. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. So then that happened. I started working for George for like about 2 years or so. Like, I'm a podcast fan. I'm a podcast whore, dude. I've been listening for a while. Like, I've listened to everybody.
Right.
And I've been listening to Sam Tripoli for a while. I'm a huge conspiracy theorist. Before Sam, nobody, I swear, I've been one. Yep. And not more conspiracy theorists, but I was always into aliens, Bigfoot, Loch Ness. You know, the shit that they kind of threw at you to make you believe in shit. And my dad too. We would always be into this thing called La Mano Peluda. If you're Mexican and you like conspiracies, it used to be a radio station called La Mano Peluda. It was called The Hairy Hand. And I used to listen to it as a kid and get scared to talk about aliens and ghosts and all paranormal. So I've been listening to Sam Tripoli for a while. I'm working with George, and I hear that Sam Tripoli and his co-host get into a little argument. They're not going to work together. Whoop-de-whoop. Sam's like, hey, guys. Hey, Swarm. I'm not going to, me and Ryan got in a huge fight. I need some work on the podcast. I just need some editing help or whoop-de-whoop. Hit me up. This is my email. And I'm like, man, fuck that email, dog. I know George. I'm kind of working for free for George. So I'm going to ask him to introduce me to Sam. So George is like, yeah, I'll introduce you to Sam. Meet me at the Comedy Store. At this moment, I live in Lake Elsinore. It's a 2.5-hour drive, dude. I'm making these long shots and George is like, he might be there on Tuesdays. So I drive 2.5 hours for a maybe, dude.
Wow. I
drive down there and I see Sam Trip. I'm hanging out with George, Sidekick Eddie. We're all hanging out, and I'm just like hanging out, but I'm just on alert to looking for Sam, you know, type of thing.
Right,
I feel like a stalker girlfriend at the moment. I feel like a stalker girlfriend, dude. Like I'm looking for my mans.
Yep.
And yeah, and then at one point I see Sam, and I'm like a little kid. I'm like, George, Sam's there. And George's like, all right, chill, dog. We'll go over there right now. And I'm like, no, he's gonna leave. Let's go. And George's like, all right, let's go. So we walk over there, and George's like, hey, Sam. And they're homies, but they're not like, you know, homies. They're just acquaintances.
Right, from the club.
At that moment. Yeah, they're super cool now. They're like way cooler now because of me. But before, we were just like, what's up, George? What's up, Sam? Type of shit.
Right.
So I'm like, please, George. And George's like, all right. So he walks over to Sam. He's like, what's up, Sam? Like, how you doing? You know, typical, not awkward, but you know, hey, like, they don't really talk to each other. And then he's like, well, this is my assistant. He loves your podcast. He's like a conspiracy theorist. On my podcast, sometimes he mentions aliens and shit like that, and he just wants to help out. He said, you need help. And the night before, dude, I'm not lying. I thought Sam was going to ask me questions like, what are the names of the hijackers of 9/11? Who shot JFK? What gun was used? And I was going down the rabbit hole. I was like, I'm going to get every question right. I knew I wasn't, but I was going to come prepared.
Right.
Dude, Sam didn't give no fucks. He didn't even know if I was a blue belt, black belt, fucking conspiracy theorist. No idea, dude. So I'm like, well, not that was a waste of time, but I was like, man, I just watched a whole week's worth of fucking conspiracies not for no reason, but I was like, I was ready. I did not want to fuck up this opportunity, dude. So then Sam looks at me and he's like, yo, you're into conspiracy? I'm like, yeah, and I know how to edit video. I know how to edit audio. I do Georgia shit. Like, I can do whatever you want. If I don't, I'll learn. He's like, meet me at the studio, sends me the address, meet me at the studio at 11. I'm there at 10 o'clock, dog. Ready. Fucking ready. I didn't want traffic to hit. Nothing. And then on the real, that's it. No. I'm a DM whore. Like George tells me, he's like, dude, you're like the biggest DM whore. You hit me up and you make a lot of money off of me, technically. Not a lot of money off of me, but he's like, you literally got a job. You work for Sam. Off of DM, you literally DM'd me. I didn't know where this was going to go on. Like, I moved in with George during COVID.
Yeah, I remember that. That was crazy.
It was crazy. And yeah, like I tell people, I'm like, take the opportunity. Like me being on your podcast, like right now, someone's gonna be like, your homies were like, oh, there's no way it's gonna happen. Happened because you went out of your way and said, hey, can you do it? And maybe you might have asked me twice. You're not annoying. Never were you annoying. I was like, and you always like support. So I was like, yo, I got to. Like right now when you ask me, no, I know you just banked out 3. And I was like, nah, dude, I have everything set up. Let's handle it. Tell people, take the opportunity. You don't know where it's going to land you. Worst case scenario, you're going to get a no. And guess where you're going to be at? Exactly where you were just at. That's 5 minutes before you asked that question.
Like even when I reached out to you guys a few months back, hey, can I give you guys a shout out on my podcast? Hey, all right, what are you looking to get out of it? Absolutely. If you guys want to throw me a T-shirt or something, great. Absolutely nothing. Maybe mention it 1 or 2 times, but that gave me the connection. So when you guys came to Connecticut, that was like a same thing. It was like a 2.5 hour drive for me to go to that show when you guys were out, you, Eddie, and Sam were out in Connecticut. I didn't care. I took the ride out. I was excited to see you. I've 3 or 4, never seen you or Eddie, so I was like, oh, this is dope. Went out, seen you. I said what's up at first. I knew you didn't really recognize me, know who the hell I was. And then I came back and showed you the picture. And you were like, oh, shit. And then you actually, like, you know what I mean? You were like, oh, yeah, dude, thank you for, you took the time to, like, conversate with me the whole 9 yards. And then
that's all of us. Like if you show Sam, like if you show up to our show and I see you're rocking a shirt from 2018, and I know that's a classic, I instantly go and give you I say what's up. Yep. I give you a sticker, and not that I like. It's just like, yo, you're a homie, dog. Like you've been following our path for a while, and like we all appreciate it. I know there's some fans, and I'm not gonna name them out because there's some that I'm like, dude, that's rude, dog. Like that's fucked up. But all of us, George, you go up to George with the George Perez story t-shirt anywhere at Disneyland with his kids. I've seen him. He'll say, what's up, my boy? And then he's like, I'm with the kids, so no cocaine, all right? So, but it's funny. Everyone's cool with it. So I just tell people, I'm like, bro, they love it. Like, we're not like some like, we're not going to like, I mean, I guess maybe Rogan, but even Rogan, I don't think he's like that. The times I met him, he's always like super cool. But I tell people, take the opportunity, take the chance. Just don't be extra annoying, and everyone knows when they're being annoying. When you think you're being annoying, it's probably when you are.
That's right. Like, because I even had the chance actually to kind of hang out with Sam. So, crazy story. We went out. I took the ride out. It was after COVID, and like shit just started opening up. And he went out to Buffalo. That's like a 4-hour drive. Me and a buddy went out for the night. Ended up going to the casino out there, hanging out, and we go to the club. We were going to. It was a Saturday night late show, and Howie Dewey's from upstate New York as well, which is like where he grew up isn't far from where I live. And he's mentioned a couple people. One of the guys happened to be my cousin. And he's like, no shit. And he FaceTimes him because he didn't believe me. And my cousin Tony's like, hey, Raj, what's up, man? Blah, 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 blah. And Howie's like, no shit. So I ended up like shooting the shit with him for a little while. We go over to the casino, kind of end of night. And then Sam and Howie walk in. Sit down right with us at the blackjack table. I'm over at the roulette table, shooting the shit. Bought Howie a couple drinks. You know what I mean? Just kicking it with him. Then I went to a show in Jersey. And those guys were there. And Sam and Howie both like, they didn't obviously remember my name and shit, but they recognized me, knew how, hey man, what's up? Where'd we see you before? Like, it was one of those things. I was like, oh shit. Like, at least like I was leaving an impression that I wasn't like an asshole at least either. You know what I mean? Like, that I wasn't being annoying. Same with you. Like, I didn't want to bother you. Like, tonight, I knew you've been on the air since, 12 o'clock your time, or my time. It's 9 o'clock at night right now, 10 o'clock at night in the East Coast. I appreciate you taking the time to even hop on here. I could have totally rescheduled it, but
believe it or not, like, this year, and you gave me that idea. I mean, because of you, I'm thinking about doing one, not random podcast, but anybody that has one, why not do it?
Yeah.
One a week. Over Zoom, over like this, over a phone if they don't have video. Like, I'm thinking about doing one a week. So if you're here and you're listening to this and you're a fan of his podcast, hit me up on Instagram. He like he says, I will DM back like I usually do.
He does.
If I don't see it, send it again and just be like, hey, like I said, just don't be annoying and just say, hey, dude, I heard you on the Homies podcast. Do you want to can you do it 30 minutes, maybe an hour tops, and I can bang it in on a Wednesday like that real quick. And like I said, I'm trying to just say what's up to everybody. I appreciate the listens, and I mean, who knows who's gonna listen? Like I tell people, like, you don't know. Like, you don't know who listens to what. Like, you don't know. Like you have you hung out with Eddie Bravo?
That was the first time I met Eddie.
How is it? Same thing, right? Just like us. He kicks it. You can sit
crazy.
there.
My wife literally said to me, She goes, why are these guys acting like they know you? I'm like, yo, they're just cool. Like Eddie actually took a picture because I had that old school tinfoil hat shirt on.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, do you mind if I get a picture of your shirt? And I'm sitting here going, my wife's going, guys, taking a picture of your shirt. I'm like, yo, he was on Rogan 2-3 days ago. Like, this is fucking crazy. In my head, like,
and I don't know if you know, but he posts those on his Instagram.
No shit. No, I didn't even know that. I gotta go.
Yeah. Every time, he posts on his stories. So every we go on the road, people wear crazy T-shirts to our show, crazy ones, like not even our T-shirt. Just you'll see some T-shirt that says Hillary Clinton's a lizard person or adrenochrome is adrenochrome on diet, like crazy T-shirts. And and Eddie just laughs, so he takes a picture of it and posts it on his story. So you might have gone up on there, like I said, people. He's pretty, yeah.
That's dope. I'm like, this dude's got my picture on his phone, like, you know what I mean? Just random shit like that. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, it was good. Everybody, like, even with George, I hit George up, trying to get him to the East Coast. I talked to one of the guys, a manager at the comedy club. We got a funny bone up here. I talked to him, trying to get George up here. Guy was in.
Yeah, we're actually thinking about doing the dojo of comedy.
Bro, I will make that ride all day. That's an hour 45 for me. That's an easy.
Yeah,
ride.
I'm trying to get George out there. Last time we went, we didn't do too hot. We went during the winter, so I think maybe that was a fuck up.
Yeah, because
we're thinking about going in March, maybe.
He popped.
Willie Barcena. Yeah, I'm the one to hook that up. The dojo comedy. What's his name? Michael. What's his name? Fuck, I forget that. I don't know the owner of the place.
It starts with an R.
Yeah, Michael Relatelli. Or Michael.
Yes. It's something like that.
The homie, though. He already knows what I'm talking about. Mad homie. He always shows respect. They got bomb food over there at the dojo of comedy.
Mike Romanelli.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike Romanelli. Love that guy.
No doubt. Yeah, man. And then how'd you link up with Ezone? Was that through?
Believe it or not, I really don't tell the story just because it makes me look kind of like lame, but I'll fucking say it on here. So, like I said, I was working with George, and I was working right before I was working with Tinfoil Hat. George went to go do B-Real's podcast the first time.
Okay.
Right? And George, at that point, I'm George's assistant, basically. I produce, I'm his assistant. I do a lot of things for George. I wouldn't call it one thing. And one day I lived with him, so I was like his roommate. So I mean, like he's like a big brother, or like a big brother to me. Like, obviously not my dad, but like a big brother, because he's a lot older than me.
A role model type to.
Yeah, definitely a role model. Yeah, like he teaches me stand up. I learned how to be funny, live with them, and just learning his mannerisms. So I'm living with them, and he at one point he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go do B-Real's podcast. You want to come with me?" I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. This is like when I first started, dude. This was like 6 years ago. So to me, I was like, that was like today's day. I walk in there and I'm still kind of mind blown that I'm at B-Real Studios. But the first time it's way different.
Right.
Fuck yeah, let's go. We're all excited. George has never been to that studio. I had never been to that studio. So we're like super excited. We're like drinking on the way up there. And I get there and George does the podcast. And I meet Ezone, I meet Ray, I meet Raz, dude. They all work there. Yeah. And I'm like, at that point, I told you, I went to school for radio broadcasting. So I knew I could help at that studio. And I asked Ezone, I was like, hey, is there like an intern spot? Is there like an intern spot where I can just intern here? And he's like, nah, dude, like, nah. And I was like, dude, I just want to like get my foot in the door. Like, you guys all, like, everyone here is like in production work, and dog, nah, Ezone's fault, but they were just like, nah, dude. I never got a call back. Nothing happened. And I just kept doing my thing, dog. Kept doing my thing. Got on Tinfoil Hat. Started doing stand-up. Started making stupid videos on Instagram. Started talking more on George's podcast. Started producing the videos. Started becoming more of like, trying to do something. And then Ezone's doing We Don't Smoke the Same. Ezone's been doing for We Don't Smoke the Same. We Don't Smoke the Same has been around for like 3 years longer than me. Yeah. So Ezone had been doing it for a while, and then one of his co-hosts got a chick pregnant, so he left.
Okay.
And then at that point, he asked Eddie to do the podcast for him. Sidekick Eddie. Shout out to Sidekick Eddie. Mm-hmm. And Sidekick Eddie went and did a couple episodes, and it was fun and cool. But Ezone was doing them early in the morning, and Ezone's pretty punctual. And Sidekick Eddie is fucking. Sidekick Eddie. I don't know if you've heard of him. You don't get a name like that unless you party hard and you take one for the team all the time. And he's the guinea pig of Coke. If I find Coke and I think there might be fentanyl in it, I'm like, come here, Eddie. You want to try this? He doesn't even care. That's Sidekick Eddie.
Right.
So you can assume he's not a fucking reliable co-host. So at one point, Sidic texts me. He's like, hey, I don't want to we don't smoke the same. I'm super hungover. My left liver hurts. Can you cover for me? And I call you. I'm like, hey, Sidic said he can't come in. Can I cover? Like, I can talk shit. Like, I'm not as good as they are, but I can show up. And Ezone's like, yeah, pull up. So I go, dude. And like, me and Ezone just kind of clicked in a weird way. Like, we just started talking shit. And then I told Ezone, I was like, hey, Sidic ain't going to be coming around a lot. I'm going to tell you that. If you don't come around, let me know, dog. I'm down. I'm down to just talk shit. And at that moment, we really weren't like making money. But like I said, I just was trying to stay busy.
Sure.
So he's like, Eddie starts lagging it. So then I just start becoming part of the show. So it's funny how like one day I wanted an intern there. Now like I show up every other day. They don't tell me shit. And yeah, so I just started working at the B-Real studio. And it's like I tell everybody, it's just like another shot. Another thing that I taught. I took a shot at becoming an intern. They told me no, and I still wouldn't. I would never upset. I showed up and I was like, cool. And like now, like, man, we had an intern. We don't smoke the same. Had an intern. I was trying to be an intern. I low-key had an intern.
Right. Like
the way the world works is you just gotta manifest it. I really do believe it. Like, listen to Tinfoil Hat. Manifesting's a thing. You speak shit into reality in a weird kind of way. Believe it or not.
That's great. That's literally like just taking a risk. It's worth taking a risk because the worst thing you're going to hear is a no. It's like shooting a shot with a chick. The worst thing you're going to hear is no. Okay, keep it moving.
Yep. You don't know if she just broke. You don't know if she just broke up with her boyfriend and she needs some dick to cry on, dude. And that could be you. That could be you, dog. I met so many, dude. As a Mexican dude, for some reason, a lot of my homies are like short and like not the best looking, but some of these motherfuckers are players. I don't know how they do it. And I think it's just they take their shot, dog. They're like, fuck it. Numbers. This could be a numbers game, dog. I don't know how their game works because I'm not that type either. But some of my homies are like short and Mexican and like they do got swag though. They do be rocking like they look fresh. They got a free haircut, but there's that you can fix. But the whole being tall and like looking, you can't fix that. But these fools. I don't know what it is, but a couple of my homies, I'm like, how do you do it, dog? And I'm like, you're like not the best looking. He's like, bro, or they're broke and they always got fine bitches. Like I said, you got to take your shot sometimes.
You got to take your shot. That's what it's all about. Just a couple more things I got to ask you.
Go ahead, my boy. I've been ranting, so you can go ahead.
No, we're good, man. This is awesome. What was your favorite episode on Tinfoil?
Man, dude, we're almost at 750 or something like that. So I can't really pinpoint one. But if you want to go down my rabbit hole, I love any episode with Eddie. It's funny. It's fucking funny. Flat Earth is hilarious. I don't mean like hilarious, like as in like I don't believe in it. I don't know what I am. Most likely it is a circle because if there was a gun to my head, yeah, but I can't prove it in my own eyes.
I'm a realm.
You know what I mean by that, people?
Yeah, I'm a realm guy. I think I'm like a half a spear type thing. Yeah, so
those are fun. Like they're fun as in like it's cool, and Eddie makes Flat Earth fun. Like he'll make you be like, well, he just makes you sound stupid at the globaler. So you're like, all right, Eddie, chill the fuck out. But it's fun. Those are fun. If you trying to go like, I love ancient history. So Matt LaCroix he goes hard on the paint with ancient history. We've had Alex Jones on, so if you want to go down that rabbit hole, Alex Jones kills. An old episode that everyone loves, but we don't talk to that guest no more. But I'm still gonna say it was a great time when he would come on. It was Bishop Larry Gators.
All right. So that podcast, the Kobe one. Is the one
that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, that's where it started it all. He came on and talked about Kobe, and he blew some motherfucking minds that day.
Dude, that's the one that really got like. So out of all my friends and shit, I'm the conspiracy guy, and I've always been saying crazy shit like a 9/11. Like that really turned me. The Loose Change 9/11 documentary made me a full blown conspiracy theorist at that point. And then I was always the conspiracy guy. Same thing, the alien guy, this and that. And I started playing like sending these links and clips that you guys were posting to my boys in our Instagram chat. And slowly all of them are like, yo, Raj, this COVID is like, especially during COVID, they're like, you're onto something. And then the Larry Gator shit, the numerology of it, the symbolism of all this shit he was saying, like that convinced a lot of my friends that like, this guy's onto something. He's not as crazy as he sounds. And now they're all, I mean, half the guys in the group chat listen to Tinfoil, consistently, because we talk about it. So,
Yup. He's another one. And then also if you like predictive programming, the media,
yep.
Isaac Weissip is always one of my favorites.
Yeah. I follow him on the rock thing.
Yeah, he goes down the rabbit hole. He's got a Patreon as well. So I mean, like I said, if you like going these rabbit holes, I mean, like I said, we don't smoke the same. We give you I was counting the other day. I was like, man, if you had all the hours for monthly, it's like 24 hours. You can listen to a whole day for $5. So
sitting at work all day, I pop the headphones in, man. I listen to I'll even listen to some of them twice just because I got nothing else to listen to, and I'll just keep listening. I know I'm going to listen to this RSO one a couple times. That's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that one. I mean, let's not. I mean, another one where and it's weird because you might think I wouldn't learn a lot and we don't smoke the same. But the other one, the bird guy. Remember when the bird falcon guy came on? I thought that was a great one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Shit, that's the thing. Random shit on there. What I'm trying to do. I had a guy a couple months ago on. He's a local weed. He sells seeds and shit. He does the auto flower and this and that. So I had him on here. I'm just trying to mix everything up. So I'm eventually trying to get local business owners on, just random shit, just to try to get the name out more and more.
Yeah, no, dude. And I mean, you got that golf thing, so I think that should be your niche. You should go more towards golf. Here's another insider. You know, Scumbags.
Yeah.
We just bought the logo because we're gonna do. We might be the first place I announced this too. So I think I'm breaking news over here again. All right. So me and him are doing a podcast called instead of Come and Kick It, Scum and Kick It.
Okay.
So it's gonna be me and him, and it's just gonna be promoting his band called Scumbags, My Fully Toxic, and it's just gonna be like you said. It's gonna be we're going towards a niche. You know how you're gonna have a golf?
Yeah.
We're gonna go through the boxing niche.
Oh, nice.
So, like I said, we're gonna go to boxing events, show the logo, talk, and then I'm sure you'll meet some golfers that smoke weed, and then I'm just get the ball rolling, like Brian Athey, he's a golfer, he knows he's getting the ball over there in the golf and Steph Tone golf. So get the ball rolling and things can happen.
Just gonna bring. I've already hit up after you guys had Brian on. I hit him up. Trying to get some more videos out there and try to be an ambassador for the Good Boy Golf that he's doing.
Yeah, see, I'm telling you, that's how shit happens. Keep the podcast going. I come on, then he'll come on, and then all you have to do is just. It sounds weird, but here's a little bit of game. You can just be like, "Yo, I'll promote the podcast. You can edit this part, obviously, if you want. Yeah. You can be like, I can edit Good Boy on here, and all I just need is merch. Starts like that.
That's all I want. Throw me a T-shirt. Yeah. I can wear it during when I post my videos on Instagram and YouTube and everything else.
That's literally how it starts, dude. That's how it starts. I tell people, I'm like start like that, and then once the fucking ball rolling, they'll see what's up. Another company will hit you up, and then next thing you know, you got two companies, and then next thing you know, you can fucking bargain, ask for deals. Be like, why can't? Because so and so, I got two companies hitting me up for rosin.
Right.
This one's paying me $100. You want to do $150? Now you're in the game. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what it's. And I'm not looking to make a fortune off this. I got a full-time job. I'm good. I'm not looking to make money. I'm looking to either get my guys on some nice golf courses. I'm obviously looking to buy some new equipment.
See, but you saying that is how it becomes. I think when people come in looking for money, I've produced a lot of podcasts. Yeah. I know how to do it. A lot of people have hit me up asking me hey, I want to do a podcast. They buy all the equipment. They think they're going to make money on episode fucking 30, and they don't, because you don't. It takes time. It takes consistency, especially if you don't have a platform. You gotta, like I said, go on the golf course. Start telling people hey, have you listened to this podcast? You're a stoner. You should listen to it. We play golf. When you get a little ball rolling in your hometown. Next thing you know, and it starts slowly. Next thing you know, for some reason, you meet someone on your golf course. Oh, I have a podcast. I was like, no, you don't. I was like, oh, I work for Barstool. I know that sounds crazy, but that's exactly how it happens.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I got my sticker.
Exactly how it happens. And you thought this was gonna be a side hustle because you're still working. And next thing you know, Barstool was like, hey, dude, this is a great idea. And we like your personality. You're super cool. It looks like everybody in this golf course loves you. Next thing you know, would you like a deal? And you're looking at you like, fucking X. He fucking called it out. And dude, I swear, I've heard it so many happen, and it happens when you kind of not trying, but with the love to it. Like I said, look at me. I was working with George for free, still listen to Tinfoil Hat. I I mean, I barely got my first apartment. I lived at George's house and I rented a room out.
Right.
For all COVID. I just got my own apartment and I'm still hustling. You know, I still drive a Honda Civic hybrid with 280,000 miles on it, but it's sooner or later it'll be another opportunity where maybe, who knows? Like, and you never know. Yeah, but like I said, dude, I like your thinking. Do that niche, that golf smoking niche, especially because it's just legal out there. It just happened. Yep. So you'll be smoking on a golf course and someone will be like, who's smoking the fire? You don't know who rich people smoke weed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think keep it going, dude. I think I tell everybody, just it happens.
Yeah, because Ezone sent me a package. He gave me a couple of hit kits and a few pens. Threw them up in a picture. Boom, boom, boom. Tagged you guys in it. You know, hope for the best. Because you guys being on the West Coast, me being on the East Coast, people might not even heard about you guys, whatever the case may be. I posted a few times. Oh, let me check out what Raj posted. Let me listen to this podcast. All of a sudden, they're listening. Now they're on Patreon, $10, $20, whatever they're paying in tiers. And it's just benefiting everybody. Like in networking, then it gives me the opportunity to reach out to you and say, yo, any chance of getting you on here? And then boom, here we are. And I appreciate it, man. I really, truly appreciate you taking the time. We'll wrap this up. I know you had a long day.
Of course, it actually was fun. I was literally smoking. I thought we were going to be on video, so I was smoking a joint the whole time. So I got me on a little weed rant, little THC rant a couple times. So, but no, dude, I tell people, not like follow your dreams, but just manifest things. That help follow your dreams. I don't think I just manifest things. Go follow whatever the fuck you want to do. Go get it. Like I tell people, I just met one of my homies, started working out, started posting shit. He just got a sponsorship by this little company, and he didn't think it was going to happen because he just started working out. And I was like, why don't you start a page? Like, what does it cost you? You're already working out. Start a page, progress. And then he got hit up by some company for pre-workout. It's not crazy, but he even hit me up. He's like, dude, some company hit me up asking me if I want to promote their fucking pre-workout, and they're just gonna hook me up with something. Like, look, if you wouldn't have made the page, you would have been as buff, but without work at pre-workout.
Right. That's crazy. Just the opportunity.
Yeah, just fucking make the page, do it, cool. You don't even have to tell your friends about it, really. Just do it for yourself, and if it works out, it'll work out. Because I know some people are shy, like, oh, I don't want to tell people I start a podcast. Just do it for yourself.
You're right though, because I was embarrassed at first. You know what I mean? I was like, people
we all are, dude. Like with me, I'll start a fucking clothing line. Like when I started Fully Toxic, I was like, should I? It took me so long to do it. So just pull the trigger. If you've been sitting on this idea, run it through a couple people, and if they gave you the go, fuck what everybody else thinks. And if you still don't want about it, don't tell them about it. Next thing you know, when you're 100 episodes in, be like, hey, like, what are you doing? Be like, oh, I forgot to tell you. And it does good, And they'll be like, what? That's cool. I didn't know. You should have told me. Just do it. Pull the trigger. Do it. And that's why I don't want to play golf, honestly. I have a feeling I'm just going to because when I play pool, it takes me so long to hit the ball because I get nervous, antsy, and I just don't want to do it. I have a feeling that golf's going to be the same thing.
So golf is, bro, literally, I heard you and Athey had that conversation about how hard it is. Literally the hardest game I've ever played.
I was about to ask you that. I had a feeling you were going to agree with him.
Yeah, so it's the most simple game, but it's the hardest, if that makes any sense. So
no, definitely. It's because we're talking about two different types of hard. Like, I get it mentally, I get it, but to me, if I can die, that's way harder, and no one can die while playing golf.
I get that.
To me, you can't tell me boxing isn't hard. I get it mentally, and maybe to yourself and beating your record, always trying to get the better record. That I get that's hard. But when fucking Kazmar Uzmar is fucking trying to kill me, that's hard.
Mm-hmm. No doubt, because especially with what he was trying to say, I was laughing my ass off that whole time because I was agreeing with him. It's doing the same thing over and over the same way is insane. But that's what golf is. Golf is fucking insane because you're trying to have the same motion in your swing and hitting the ball the same way almost every time, but you're not because every shot's different. So it's just a fucked up game. It's a stressful game.
Yeah, now that you put it that way, that does sound something. That is the mentality of a crazy person, is doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting the same result.
Yeah. So it's a crazy game. It's insane, but it's different at the same time. It's just because I was an athlete. I was football, baseball, basketball my whole life. And then I would go play, and then guys I was a better athlete than I would go play golf against, and they were beating me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then I literally, I got addicted to the game to the point where the way my schedule works out, I go to work at 4 a.m. and I get out at noon every day. and I don't have to get my kid off the bus until like 4 o'clock. So I take off from work and go play. I'll go play golf. I literally play 5 to 6 days a week. I just got so just going at it that I just, I'm still not the greatest, but I've gotten a lot better over the past 3 years. Like I used to shoot in the hundreds. Now I'm shooting in the 80s consistently. So practice.
There you go.
Practice. So, yeah, man, you got anything else you want to plug before we wrap this up?
Nah, just we plugged enough. We don't smoke the same. Go check that out, guys. It's free on any podcast app on YouTube. We appreciate the Patreon if you do. We got raffles on raffles on raffles. If you're a Patreon subscriber and I am in your hometown, I do let you into my guest list. And listen to George Perez Stories as well. A lot of George Perez Stories is a podcast about a cholo game banger that's a paid regular at the Comedy Store, and we talk about his lifestyle as a strip club at a DJ, as a DJ at a strip club. Yeah. And it's just fucking hilarious. And we got the homie 3 Plates Tommy. He comes, sings the oldies, puts it down, and I produce that show, so I'm on the side putting in my 2 cents. And then, like I said, Tinfoil Hat, which I know all you probably here listen to. And that's just deep down the rabbit hole. And then not really deep down the rabbit hole. We just open the rabbit hole for you to go down.
That's it. The one thing, too. So, 3 Plates. I walk around singing, I want to get a tattoo all day. That song got stuck in my head for like a week.
I love that song. Everyone always tells me I ask for it too much, but have you heard the new one?
I just seen the clip before we hopped on.
It's fucking funny. And I mean, I'm not lying. We're recording these. We're going to get these recorded. And I don't know if you saw the last one. Hit me up. So I'm going to put one aside for you if you want it. It's $50. Heads up. But if you look at George Perez's last episode, if you look at your right hand, his album just came out. And he's got 1,000 of them. And I think they're going to sell out.
Okay. I'll definitely hit you.
So I'll make sure you get one because they're fucking dope. And it's not comedy. Have you ever heard like a comedy record album?
No, but I heard him talking about this, his last episode. I didn't listen to the newest one that got released today. I just the one before that.
It's good. So if you're a George Perez Stories fan, stay tuned. And then I got one for you, homie. And then he'll tell you how to get it. But I got one for you definitely.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Of course.
All right, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate you coming on.
All right.
Have a good one. And
you too.
Good luck with everything. Thanks, man.
All right. Good night, guys. And thank you guys for listening and supporting the show.
Appreciate it. Later.